everybody. We are going through our series of learning femininity, the roots of our femininity, and how we're showing up in femininity based on the past to the present. And I just I would love, because I really want to reach the people that really need this. And if you are one of those young women, or you just find yourself hyper-dependent, or you just don't really know what femininity is, you've heard about it, you've seen it, but you yourself have never exercised it or don't know the full potential of it, please like, share, and subscribe. Go visit past videos and restart this journey with me, because I just want women to be better, especially women of color. I know that we have the potential to be better. I know that we have the potential. I know that we have the intellect. Let me turn off my phone. I know that we have the potential, the intellect, everything that God has given us to move forward and actually be those women and those daughters and those feminine women that we were called to be. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay? That's enough of my rant. Let's get into the content, okay? Your childhood affects your relationships more than you think. The way love was shown to you growing up becomes what feels normal later. Let me say that to you again, because we may get in these situations of familiarity, or this person feels like I've known you all my life, but the way you were shown love growing up becomes what feels normal, quote unquote, normal later. Now, where we are right now, okay? You saw conflict. You may expect conflict. And I can understand how that may feel normal, because you grew up seeing maybe your mother yelling at the man and being overpowering, and you may have seen your dad coming home and yelling at everyone and having a fit and drinking and all these things, and violence, how we see those things. So you think that may be normal, but it really isn't. And to think that you would want to live in that same way, that's not normal. That is a learned conditioning. And now you see the conflict, you see the domestic guy, so now you see the guy now that you meet. He may be nice looking or handsome, or that he goes to work, whatever, but that familiarity of that yelling, and that he wearing the wife beater, they wear wife beater in the in the videos. So now that feels normal to you, but you won't leave the situation while you're vetting this person, because that's just how men are, that's how I grew up, so that's a norm. But that's not normal. Okay? You saw distance, so you may feel guarded. Somebody in your past, mainly our parents, they were distant. They may have been in the house, but they really didn't pay attention to you or validate you and prop you up, exalt you, and say, good job, Sally, good job, Devon. They were just passive. They just sat there. They did what they needed to do from work. They were exhausted, and that's all they had enough energy for. They didn't really have enough energy to come nurture you, to spend time with you, take you outside and make you exposed to new things, be exposed to new cultures and foods and places, peoples and things. But they were distant, and sometimes distance feels cold. It's unavailable. So now, as I said, you may feel cold, guarded, and distant. But you may be a good person, but your mechanism of how you learned and experienced love was, they know I love her, but you're actually not showing it. Okay? And that's not normal. All right? So saying it is one thing, but showing it, showing a person that's how they remember how you made them feel. And that's where we end up right here today with a lot of problems in our relationships, because we are perpetuating things that we were shown, and they may not have been the healthiest ways of showing love. But we're going to get better, okay? But here's the important part of it all, okay? You're not stuck in those patterns. That is the most important thing. As humans, we can grow. Once we know better, we do better. We do live in a stage of ignorance. We're naive and that we weren't aware. But now I made you aware. I'm holding you accountable. You had a deep feeling that something's not right. I want a new normal. So now we're here establishing new patterns, new knowledge, new awareness. And once you become aware of them, you can choose something healthier. All right? You don't have to be guarded. You can be open. You can be vulnerable. Guarding is closed. Vulnerable, open. Okay? And that can take step by step. But as long as you're making actions to do so, choosing a more healthier way of expressing yourself. Okay? And you don't have to expect conflict. You don't have to be waiting for something to go wrong, because you're going into the situation, this vetting, the dating, the courting phase with good intentions, in good faith, allowing a person to actually show you who they are instead of saying by just, assuming, oh, he's trash. No, you're going to communicate. You're going to start choosing people that aren't guarded. You're going to start choosing people that don't show tendencies of DV and things like that. That's the old way of thinking. Those were the old expectations. Now we have new standards, a healthier awareness. And that's what's going to bring us onto that path of letting go, healing the childhood traumas, so that we can make better present decisions. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your time. See you on the next video.